Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Monday, September 12th, 2022. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. Now, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at Pickdawgz.com. Of course, I'm always running my $15 MLB best bet, so you can check that out at Pick Dawgz Premium. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Monday, September 12th. First up, we see a doubleheader between the Texas Rangers and the Miami Marlins. Game 1 should be a 1:10 Eastern start time, and Game 2 is 7:10 Eastern. Now, we no longer give official plays here on the rundown for doubleheader games just because a lot of the information changes from when we post the video to the day of. However, right now we're seeing Glenn Otto and Trevor Rogers as the projected starters for Game 1, and then Braxton Garrett and John Gray for the projected starters in Game 2. I do lean towards the Marlins in Game 1. I know their offense hasn't been great, but the Rangers away from home against lefties haven't been great this season. Trevor Rogers' last start against the Phillies, it wasn't the sharpest, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, in my opinion. He went 6 innings. He had 8 strikeouts. He did give up two home runs, but only 3 earned runs in total, so a quality start for Rogers. That makes it back-to-back quality starts for him. So I'm going to take the Miami Marlins in Game 1 as a lean here. Just going to pass altogether for Game 2, but those are the doubleheader games for the Rangers and Marlins. Next up, we see the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to see 2 lefties on the mound in Connor Pilkington and Reed Detmers. Now, the Guardians have not been great against lefties this season, and that's definitely the case in the last 30 days, as the Guardians are ranked 25th in team OPS. The isolated power numbers are ranked dead last in the league. Overall, Reed Detmers, I think, is one of the better lefties in the American League this season, especially in the second half of the year. A 3.67 ERA overall now. His last start against the Astros wasn't great, but that's an Astros lineup that loves hitting left-handed pitching, and he did still have 6 strikeouts and 4 1/3 innings. I've liked what I've seen from him in the second half. I think he keeps the Angels in this game, and the Angels' numbers against lefties haven't been too bad in the last month. Their isolated power is actually ranked top 4 in the league right now. Team OPS is in the top 15 as well, so I'm going to take a shot here with the dog, getting nice plus money with the Angels on the money line. In our next game, we see the Houston Astros taking on the Detroit Tigers. Framber Valdez and Eduardo Rodriguez are the projected starters. And Framber Valdez continuing his quality start streak. Even though last start he gave up 4 total runs, only 2 of those were earned. He still had 11 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. Now, his bats didn't back him up in that game, but I expect they will in this one, as the Astros are facing a lefty. And like I mentioned in the previous video, the Astros do hit lefties very well overall this year. And you look on the other side, the Detroit Tigers, they've definitely hit lefties better than righties overall this season, but I still think this is an offense that's at bottom 5 in the league overall. Pretty high strikeout rate as a team this season against righties and lefties. So Framber Valdez is just too good for me here. I'm going to take the Houston Astros and lay the 1.5 runs on the run line. Next up, we see the game you've all been waiting for, the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Bryce Wilson and Mike Minor are your projected starters. Now, Mike Minor struggled in 2022, that's for sure. However, he's still pitching pretty well in his last 3 starts against the Nationals, Cardinals, and Cubs. Now, he does give up a good amount of base runners. We saw him give up 10 base hits in his last start, but only 1 earned run in that game against the Cubbies, 2 earned runs against the Cardinals, 2 earned runs against the Nationals, some striking out some guys as well, and limiting the home run ball. And, we know Mike Minor is a guy that's definitely had an issue with the home run ball in his career and this season, but in his last 5 starts, only 2 homers allowed combined in those outings, so not too bad. And, he's facing a Pittsburgh Pirates lineup that's not doing well against lefties overall this season. They are ranked 20th in the league in team OPS, and they have the 3rd highest strikeout rate as a team, 28.1%. Bryce Wilson, I don't really trust him at Great American Ballpark, coming off another rough start against the Mets where he gave up 4 earned and 2 homers with 7 base hits as well. And the Pirates have lost 4 of the last 5 starts that Wilson has made, and all 4 of those losses on the run line. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Reds and take them on the money line here. The price is good enough for a money line bet. I'm going to take Cincinnati at home. Next up, we see the Toronto Blue Jays hosting the Tampa Bay Rays. Jose Barrios going for the Blue Jays, no official starter for the Rays right now. Now, Jose Barrios, it is really tough to back him in his road starts. On the road this year in about 73 innings, he's got a 6.19 ERA, opponent's batting average of .303, 17 home runs allowed, and only 54 strikeouts. But in his home starts, he's got a decent 4.28 ERA, 6-1 record with a .266 opponent's batting average, far fewer home runs allowed, and a lot more strikeouts earned, 75 Ks in those 74 innings. So I don't mind backing Barrios at home, especially against a Rays team that's had a rough couple days against the Yankees, giving up 10 runs in each of the last 2 ball games. And the bullpen's been kind of used a little bit too much for my liking, especially if this is going to be a bullpen game again, as there's no official starter right now for Tampa Bay. They know how to manage their bullpen, but I don't love them in this spot. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line. Next up, we see the Chicago Cubs taking on the New York Mets. Javier Assad and Chris Bassett are your starters. Now, the Mets are huge favorites in this game, but I do think it makes sense. I like the New York Mets laying the 1.5 runs, and I might even lay 2.5 runs. Chris Bassett's been very good at Citi Field this year. His numbers, 2.77 ERA, 91 innings pitched at 86 strikeouts, not too bad, a 227 opponent's batting average, and he's been a winner for the Mets at home overall, while Javier Assad's got a 2.93 ERA, but I do worry about regression in his game. Only 12 strikeouts in 15 innings with 7 walks allowed. His last start, he gave up 2 home runs and 5 1/3 against the Cincinnati Reds lineup that's obviously not doing too well this year, and the last 3 starts that Assad's had, the Cubs have lost those games. So I'm going to take the New York Mets. I'm going to take them on the run line. In our next game, we see the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Ryan Nelson and Tyler Anderson are your projected starters. Now, as much as I'd love to take the Diamondbacks in this game, they've been the 6th most profitable team in baseball on the run line this year, and they're coming off another run line winner on Sunday against the Rockies. I just can't get there with them on Monday, as I don't love this spot, the situation for him. Ryan Nelson making his 2nd start at the major league level, so young pitcher here. And I just don't love this game for him. He's facing a really tough Dodgers lineup, probably the best lineup in baseball, especially against righties. And his numbers in the minor leagues weren't the greatest. So although his major league debut was sensational, he went 7 innings, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts. I do think there's some natural regression to worry about in his game. And on the other side, you're going to have a lefty on the mound for the Dodgers. We know the Diamondbacks don't hit lefties nearly as well as they hit righties. In the last month, the Diamondbacks are ranked 29th in team OPS against left-handed pitching and 28th in isolated power. And the Diamondbacks are also going to be playing this game with no days rest after a Coors Field series. I love fading offenses when they don't have any days to adjust from the altitude change. It is a big difference, and it does take a toll on hitters, so I don't expect the Diamondbacks offense to do much. I think the Dodgers do most of the scoring here, so give me the Los Angeles Dodgers on the run line. I think they win this one big. In our final game of the night, we see the Atlanta Braves taking on the San Francisco Giants. Alex Cobb going for the home team and Kyle Wright going for the Braves. Now, Alex Cobb's been really good at Oracle Park this year. He's got a 2.57 home ERA, 78 strikeouts and 70 innings pitched, an opponent's batting average of 215, and only 4 home runs allowed in his home starts. And I do think the Giants can compete in this game. They're facing Kyle Wright after a really bad start for him. 4 innings, 8 earned runs, and 2 homers against the Oakland A's of all teams. It does concern me a bit. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, and I think in the first 5 innings especially, this is going to be a lower scoring one. So I'm going to take the plus half a run in the first 5 with the home team and the underdog. The Braves are still pretty sizable favorites despite that struggle from Kyle Wright. I do think the Braves win this game in the end, as I don't love this bullpen at all for San Francisco. I think the Braves have one of the best, if not the best, bullpens in baseball, so they have a clear advantage there. But at least through the first 5 innings, I like the Giants to stay competitive. Give me the half a run with the Giants at home in the first 5. And that's it. Those are the games for Monday, September 12th. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.